Everybody is watching Trump, the SEC, and the CFTC this week. But XRP holders may be asking the wrong question. It is not who made the biggest announcement. It is who actually has the power to write the rules that survive. Because right now, 3 different power centers are moving at the same time, and only one of them can create the durable market structure crypto has been waiting for. Welcome to Realm of Crypto, where we take the loudest narratives in this market and stress test them. No hype, no price calls, just the receipts and what happens next. By the time you're watching this, the White House meeting and the CFTC committee may already be in the rearview mirror. But the headlines from those rooms are not the part I want you to focus on. Start with the SEC. Paul Atkins just moved regulation crypto assets into the formal proposal process. It creates 2 new fundraising paths, up to $5 million over 4 years and up to $75 million in a 12-month period. It also proposes a conditional safe harbor that can allow a crypto asset to stop being treated as subject to an investment contract once the issuer's promised essential managerial work is finished or permanently stopped. That is a big change in direction. But here's the line people keep skipping. It is still a proposal. 60 days of public comment come first. The SEC can modernize securities rules inside its existing authority. This proposal does not settle the broader SEC versus CFTC jurisdiction question. Now bring in the CFTC. Michael Selig put crypto regulation on the agenda for the inaugural Innovation Advisory Committee meeting this week. And these are not 2 agencies operating like strangers. In March, the SEC and CFTC signed a new harmonization agreement aimed at coordinating definitions, oversight, rulemaking, and a fit-for-purpose framework for crypto assets. So the real story is not SEC against CFTC. The more interesting possibility is SEC plus CFTC, building as much of the bridge as current law allows while Congress decides whether to finish it. And that brings us to the White House. Trump can make crypto a policy priority. The White House can put regulators, industry leaders, exchanges, and market infrastructure into the same policy conversation. That can accelerate coordination. It can create pressure. It can tell you where the administration wants the country to go. But a meeting is not a statute, and an administration is not permanent. Regulators change. Rules can be challenged, rewritten, delayed, or reversed. That is why the biggest piece on this board is still Congress. September 15th is the date. At 2:15 Eastern, the Senate's cloture motion on the Digital Asset Market Clarity Act is scheduled to ripen. That is not the same thing as saying the bill becomes law that afternoon. It is a procedural pressure point, a test of whether the Senate can move the debate forward. And that distinction matters. If Congress eventually creates a durable market structure law, the SEC and CFTC are no longer building on shifting sand. Their lanes become much harder to redraw every 4 years. So what does that mean for XRP? Stop looking for one headline that magically flips a switch. The more important chain is this: securities treatment, commodities oversight, exchange rules, custody, banking access, and finally, durable legislation connecting those pieces. XRP does not need one politician to say the right sentence. The ecosystem needs the rules to stop changing depending on who is sitting in which chair. So here is the stress test board. 1. Watch what the SEC gets during the comment period, especially whether banks, exchanges, and crypto firms attack or support the safe harbor. 2. Watch the CFTC for concrete rulemaking, not speeches. 3. Watch whether White House pressure produces actual coordination. 4. September 15th. Can the Senate get the votes to move clarity forward? If those 4 pieces begin lining up, that is the story. Not a price candle, not a viral post. Infrastructure. Quick disclaimer: this is information and entertainment, not financial advice. Crypto is volatile. Always do your own research. If you want a channel that separates headlines from actual authority, subscribe. And tell me below, who has the most leverage right now? The SEC, the CFTC, the White House, or Congress? This is Realm of Crypto. The board is set. See you at the next stress test.